Hello friends and welcome to my channel. So my name is Rached Hedia, and in this video I will tell you about 12 unique features that made me switch from Evernote and Notion to Chrome Research. So let's get started. Alright, so feature number one. So the feature number one is the daily note. So let me show you. As you can tell in here, we have, I opened Chrome Research and I clicked on this daily note link. And as you can tell here, I have one kind of section for every day. So it's as simple as that. So every day when I open Chrome Research, I have a new section that is ready for me where I can dump my ideas, dump my thoughts, and everything is already there. So it's not groundbreaking technology for sure, but it's something that is super useful. For instance, when I was using Evernote or even Notion, every time I wanted to write something down, either you create a new draft page, so draft 1, draft 2, draft 3, and so on and so forth, or you have to think about what is the title of this specific page, and well, in the end, it just gets in the way of just writing down. And so that's it. So this is very nice, super simple, but yet very nice. All right, so let's move to feature number 2. So the second feature that really was a game changer for me was the page creation process. So you would say, okay, it's not really a feature per se because I can create new pages in Evernote or in Notion, and that's right, you can. It's just the way it's done. The thing is that while you are writing a page and you have to create a page in Notion, or in Evernote, for instance, you have to go ahead, create your page, and then go back to the original page, make the link to the new page. So it's not that straightforward of a process. Whereas here with Chrome, it's a seamless process. You don't have anything to do. You just write down, and the page is created. You can go ahead, fill the page, and that's it. Let me show you how it works. So here, for instance, I will create a new page. For instance, how to record a YouTube video. If I am in the daily notes, I go ahead, open double brackets, and then the auto-completion kicks in, and then I just write down, how to create a YouTube video, for instance. All right, that's it. The page is created. Now I can go ahead and click the link, and then as you can tell, there is the page. So step 1, get started. I don't know, get started for what, but get started. Step 2, turn on the lights, blah, 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 blah. So the page is created. Now, if I go back to the daily notes, you can see there is a link, the page is created, and that's it. So super simple, super fast. Really, it's, I don't know, you just create, it becomes a habit of when you want to dig further in some specific topic, you just create a new page, and that's it. All right, so let's move to feature number 3, which is the backlinks. Now, this one, it's, again, it's not super fancy technology. It's something that exists already in some wiki implementations, but it's just that the way it's done in here, well, you start using it and it becomes useful and it becomes something as a habit, actually. So first, what is a backlink? So let me show you directly with Chrome Research. All right, so I'm back to the daily notes, and if you remember, we created this page, how to create a YouTube video, just before. So if I go ahead and click this page, as you can see here, one linked reference, July 29th, so it's my daily page actually. So it just says that there is this page, the July 29th, that has a link to my page. I can go ahead and click in here. I go back to the page linking to my page. So basically, it's when I have a page A that links to page B, there is a link that is automatically created from page B to page A. So it doesn't look that useful when I say it like this. It looks, it's okay, cool. You have a backlink. But you will see that, for instance, with the tags implementation, it's very useful. And more generally, you start using this feature to kind of design your notes. For instance, in Evernote, if you want to do, for instance, an index page, I have to create the index page, and then I have to go ahead and add add links to the page that are part of this index. Whereas in Chrome Research, all I have to do is every time I create a page where I think it belongs to a given category, for instance, let's say, I don't know, fitness, Well, in this case, I will just add a link from this new page to the fitness page, and automatically when I open the fitness page, in the backlink, I will see my page that is being referenced. So I don't have, every time I create a new page, create the new page and then go ahead and change the page that contained all the pages. Instead, I just create a link from my new page to this index page, and the backlink is automatically created in the index page. Maybe it's not that clear at this stage, but the more you use it, the more it becomes obvious. All right, so let's move to the next feature, the tags. Well, the tags, it's something that actually already exists in Evernote, and I guess in Notion as well. I'm not that much of an expert of Notion, to be very honest. But the thing is, the way it's implemented in Roam Research, again, is just the way it's implemented that makes it way better than what existed in Evernote. For instance, in Evernote, you have to go ahead and create the tags. So you create as many tags as you want. And every time you create a new page, if you want to add tags, you have this tag field where you can type in the tags that you want to attach to the specific page. Now, in Roam Research, it's simpler than that. Why is it simpler? Because first, there is the notion of tag is the notion function. The notion of tag is the same notion as a page. So a tag is a page and a page is a tag. So when I create a new tag, it just creates a new page where the title of the page is the name of the tag. And when I want to, let's say I'm writing down a page and I want to add a tag to this page, I just type hashtag the name of the tag, and then there is this tag, so it's associated to this page. Now you would say, how would I do if I want to find all the pages that contain this tag? Well, you just open the tag page, so this page that has been created when you created the tag, so on the fly. You don't have to go ahead and create it in tags definition or anything like that. And then in this page, you will see in the backlinks all the pages that references this tag. And that's how it's implemented. So it's using the backlink feature and the page feature. So nothing new. So as long as you know how to use pages and you understand how the backlink works, which is pretty simple actually, well, you know how the tags works as well. So it's super nice. Let me show you in Roam how it works. I will create a new tag. So I will create a demonstration tag. Okay. I will say demo tag like this. All right. So hashtag demo tag. Hashtag demo tag. Then if I go ahead and click the demo tag, you see it's just a new page that has been created. Fine. Now, as you can tell in here, if I want to see all the pages that contain the demo tag, I can see the linked reference, which actually are the backlinks. And here I see how to create a YouTube video. If I were to go ahead and add this tag to another page, then I would see it in here. Let me show you. For instance, let's go back to the daily notes. I will create a sample tag demo page. All right. And then I go ahead and, I go ahead and click this page. Now, if I add the tag, the demo tag, all right, I have the demo tag. Now I go ahead on the demo tag. So this is the tag page. And then you see I have the sample tag demo page that is referencing this page, so this tag. And I have how to create a YouTube video that is referencing the demo tag. So both of them are referencing the demo tag. So you see, it's very simple. As long as you understand how the links and the backlinks works, the tags, they are nothing special. They are just visually displayed differently, but in the end, they are just tags. So that's it. All right, so let's move to the next feature, the templates. Now, I know that, for instance, Notion has templates, but I don't find them I don't find them really simple to use, to be pretty honest. I know that I haven't tried that much, and for sure there may be people using them, and I know people are using them and find them very simple to use. Cool. But I haven't found them that useful. And in Evernote, I know that there are already templates that exist. But again, well, I haven't created a template. I don't know if you can create one either. I will just show you how it works in Roam Research. Not saying that is a unique feature of Room Research. For sure it's not, because I know it exists in Evernote and in Notion at least. But I find it easier to use in Room Research so much that it's kind of the only place where I use them, and I keep using them on a daily basis. So it's just my point of view, it's just my feedback, my point of view, I would say. I know that your mileage may vary, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm just going to show you how it works with Room Research. Okay, so in Room Research, I created a master templates page. It's not necessary to do that. You can just enter your template as you go in your daily notes. I prefer to have a note dedicated to the templates definition, where I can define the templates. And then it's super simple to define. So simply what you do, you type the words that will trigger the templates. So I will show you later on how it's done, but basically you type double point virgule. I don't remember how we say point virgule in English, but I'll tell you right after. So double point virgule, and then you type the template trigger, which is this word that comes in front of the Roam templates. So for instance, here I have a reference note, and for me, each time I tap double point virgule reference note, I get all the content that is below this bullet point that is pasted at the cursor location. Let me show you. So if I go ahead and come in here, so double point virgule reference note, up, voila, you have everything that is in there. Everything that was in the template is created in here. Now, let's go back to the template just to show you maybe one little more thing. As you can tell in here, I have my template, okay? And then I have some fields. So these fields, they are part of the template. And as you can tell, I'm using tags. So each time I create a reference note template, I wanted to have the tag reference note and in box. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. So really the only things that are needed for a template is you type keywords that will trigger the template. Right after you type this hashtag, and then below this, as a list of bullet points, the content of your template, and that's it. Over. So it's super simple, actually. The auto-completion work when you want to type the template trigger, sorry. And so that's it, super simple. All right, so feature number 6, the side panel. Now, there are two side panels. There is one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left, I would say it's not that unique, you know. It's something similar to what you have in Notion and what you have in Evernote. You can have favorites, or you can have links, or you can have stuff like that. Okay, so it's nice, but it's not the best thing. But the right side panel, this one, it's very nice. Let me show you. All right, so let's go back in here, and then let's say I go back to the daily notes. All right, and let's say I will open the side panel like this. So for now, you see there is nothing displayed in the side panel, but each time I click a link in here, I can shift click it, okay? So for instance, I would go ahead and check out how to create a YouTube video. Boom. And then I have the notes side by side. Now, again, it's very simple. It's not groundbreaking technology, but it's super useful actually, because while I'm working on a given note, I can open a link to another note in the side panel and taking content from the side panel and pulling it in my original note. So while creating new content, I can just reference another note and use it. The other thing is that I opened only one single note in here, but I can open multiple notes. So for instance, if I open the sample tag demo page like this, you see I have them one under the other. So as you can tell, you can have multiple pages that are displayed here while working on your original note in here, and then just pulling content and just filling your original note. So this is super useful. All right, so feature number 7, the full keyboard navigation. So this one really is super nice. Basically, you can go everywhere in Roam Research using only your keyboard. You can open the daily page, you can follow links, you can go to a line, you can go everywhere, and you don't have to memorize many shortcuts. It's just everything is written on the screen. Let me show you. All right, so here I'm on the back onto the daily notes. All right. So let's say I want to follow the how to create a YouTube video link. What I will do is that I will only type F on my keyboard, and as you can tell, there are characters that have been added on top of the links, and as well as characters that have been added in front of the lines and on the left sidebar and on the right sidebar. So if I want to follow the link how to create a YouTube video, I just type HT as shown on the screen. So HT, boom. And then when I'm on the link, I follow the link. As simple as that. The other nice thing is that I have the breadcrumbs on top of the screen where I have kind of a history of the links that I followed. So if I want to go back, for instance, to the daily notes, I just click J, for instance, in here, and I'm back on the daily notes. Now, if I want to open, for instance, let's say I want to close the sidebar, I don't have to remember any shortcut or anything. Everything is written. If you check out on the top right corner, you will see there is an SC. And if I type SC on my keyboard, it will just collapse the right sidebar. Let's do this. SC. Boom, it's collapsed. Now, the other last thing is if I want to go ahead and modify one given line. So for instance, let's say I want to add information to the second line where I say how to create a YouTube video. But I don't want to use my mouse to go to this line. I just type 2 followed by enter, 2, and that's it. I'm on the line. Hello, this is additional information. Whoops, that information. And that's it. So as you can, and then I type escape to go back to navigation mode, or escape completely if I want to remove these. F if I want to have them, escape, remove, and so on and so forth. So as you can tell, super useful, super simple, very nice. Just one thing though is that I modified slightly, so this is a Chrome extension on top of Roam Research that add these functionalities. I will put it in the description so that you can use it. Notice though that the extension doesn't use the same keyboard shortcuts that I gave you. It uses G, I guess, instead, just to show the characters that you can use to follow the links. I modified it that way because I'm already using another extension while I'm browsing on the internet outside of Roam Research to have exactly the same feature as the one that I described here. Which I think it's Chromium, something like Vim Chromium or something like that. I will put it in the description. So I prefer to have the same keyboard shortcuts for both while I'm browsing the internet and while I'm using Roam Research. Alright, so feature number 8 is the bullet point style writing. Well, what does this mean? It's just that when you write in Roam Research, by default, you would be creating bullet points and just filling in the bullet points like we would, for instance, in a to-do list or something like that. Now, you can work outside of this by using Shift-Enter, and it doesn't create a new bullet point each time you switch the line, or you can just keep working with this with these bullet points. Let me show you how it looks. All right, so let's go back to our good old daily notes. So let's say, for instance, I will create a new entry. So what am I doing today? Now, if I just type enter at this stage, it creates a new bullet point. Now, if I want to detail what I'm doing today, I can press tab, and then it will just create a bullet point that is under this initial one. So I'm I don't know, I'm cooking, I'm writing, I'm recording, and so on and so forth. Now, there are some useful thing in here is that first you can focus just on one given bullet point if really you want just to write for this specific area. So for that, you can press Alt and the right arrow key, for instance, like this. And then as you can tell here, it's just focused on this specific area of the note. Then I can continue entering other thing, like I'm cooking pasta, or I don't know what. And then what I can do as well is that, for instance, if I get to a point where I want to write a fully fledged block of text, I don't want to have this bullet every time. If I want to go to the line without creating a new bullet point, I just Shift-Enter. Writing. So this is my super story I am about to write. And this is the sequel. Okay, so as you can tell here, I can choose either I want to use bullet point or if I want to use directly simple writing. Now the thing is that this is really useful because well, I don't know about you, but when I write, I tend to write using bullet points. I tend to have IDs, so when I have different IDs, automatically it translates to bullet points. When I want to go ahead and just detail one ID, I add sub-bullet points. So this is very convenient for me. By the way, while I was using Evernote, I was already using this style of writing using bullet points. But here it's natively implemented, and you have this very nice zoom feature where you can just zoom in on one particular point so that you are not concerned by the other ones. What you can do as well is that you can extend or collapse. So again, there are shortcuts that I'm using in here. So control down and control up to extend or collapse. So control down, extend, control up, it collapses. And then if you want to focus on one specific area, you have Alt right arrow. So this will focus on the line I'm writing on, and then it's sub bullet points. And Alt left arrow, it goes back to the further node. All right, so that's it for the bullet points. You can use this reading style, I would say, and it's super convenient, and really you get used to it very, very quickly. All right, so the next feature is not really a feature, by the way. It's more the lack of a feature, actually. So far, there is no mobile application for Evernote. So you have to use your phone, but you have to use either the browser, like I'm doing it here when I'm on my computer, or you can use a progressive app, but it's just like opening Chrome with Roam Research that is loaded by default. Now, when I saw this at the beginning, I was kind of reluctant to start using Roam Research because I had bad experiences with software where I don't have a native application for your phone, for instance, knowing that there is a native application for Mac OS, I think, and Windows. Not sure though about this because most of the time I'm just using the browser and I'm very happy with it. There is no native application, but it's not a problem. Let me explain. Again, I will take the example of Notion. So Notion, there is a native application, but I don't know how it has been implemented behind the scenes, because for me, at least, it was kind of slow to start. So each time I wanted to start Notion, I was like, okay, I can use it just to scratch something quickly or just to dump an ID. Really, I had to rely on something else because it was too slow. Now, with Roam Research, I will show you quickly. I don't know if we'll see it in here, but let's try. So here you have my phone, all right, and Roam Research is right over there. Let me check. So Roam Research is right here. Okay, I open Roam Research. It's loading, and that's it. It's loaded, and once the application is loaded, it's super fast. It's really there is no lag or there is nothing. Now I don't have hundreds of thousands of notes, but when I compare this with my experience with Notion, for instance, with the mobile application, for me I feel like it's way faster and it's snappier actually. So I don't have to wait, etc. So actually, the fact that there is no native application was not really a problem for me. So I'm using this shortcut to the progressive web application, and it works super fine. The other thing is that while I'm using Roam Research, I try as much as possible, because I'm using it, to write down quick thoughts during the day. But for the other notes, there are notes where I prefer, for instance, just when I'm taking notes on some content, or where I'm just trying to write something, or where I'm trying to write a script, like in this case for the YouTube video. In these cases, really, most of the time I'm using my computer, so it's not that big of a problem that I don't have a mobile application. But again, the progressive application is, to me at least, I didn't have any problem with it. It launches pretty fast. It's not the fastest one, but it's very okay. At least when compared to Notion back in the day. I don't know today how it works, but I had bad memories with it. So it's pretty fine. All right, so feature number 10 is the easy theming with the CSS. Now, I know that in Notion, at least, you can maybe add themes, but I'm not sure. So this is not a unique feature, by the way, but it's just that given that Rome uses CSS, you can go very far with the modification that you can make. And also, you can add JavaScript scripts to modify the behavior of Rome Research. So let me show you quickly, because I have a couple of modifications that I injected already in mine. I will quickly walk you through what are the modifications. So basically, if I go back to the daily notes, first you can tell that when I'm moving to a different line, I have the path of bullet points that is highlighted. So this is super nice, because when I have a big page with a lot of bullet points, it's pretty useful, even though I can use the focus mode, the one that I shown earlier, where you can just type Alt right arrow and then just focus on a particular block. So this is one thing. The other thing is that I applied a dark theme, as you can tell in here, and there are other things here and there. So you can theme Rome Research pretty easily, actually. Now, how is it done? Super simple. You just look for the CSS page, or if there is no, you create a new one. And then, well, you type the name of the CSS block that you want to add, or the theme that you want to add to your Rome Research. And under it, under a bullet under it, you just enter the CSS code. And this code will be automatically applied. The other thing that you can do is that you can say, okay, I have several themes, but I want to activate only one at a given time. And to do this, you have the filters that are up above in here that just hide parts of the page. So if a part of the Rome CSS page is hidden, then it's not taken into account, and then the theme is not applied. This is how it works. I think it has been implemented by a developer for sure, because it's not super user-friendly, to be pretty honest. I kind of spent some time to understand how it works, but once you understand how it works, it's super simple. Now, I only shown you the CSS part, but there is also the JavaScript part. And for the JavaScript, you can do the same. You can import scripts into a Rome /JavaScript page, or /JS, I think. Look for things, yeah. Rome /JS, and then you can add additional features to Rome that way. And there are a couple of features that have been developed by other developers already. For instance, a YouTube player that you can plug in your notes, where you can pick specific timestamps, or use other useful stuff like that, or space repetitions or stuff like that. I highly recommend, by the way, the channel of Shu Omi that I discovered not that long ago, and really he has a lot of content regarding Rome Research, and especially on some useful plugins or CSS or stuff like that that you may use in your Rome Research. So don't hesitate and go ahead and check his channel. Very nice content. Alright, so the last feature of Rome Research is the plugins. So basically the plugins, they are just a way to enhance Rome Research functionalities. To be totally honest, I'm not using that many plugins, but the one that I'm using, I find them very valuable. For instance, the one I'm using are the space repetition plugin, which is an Anki-like implementation, just to help you remember things that either you write or you read or stuff like that. And the other one that I'm using actually is the embedded YouTube player. So the embedded YouTube player is just a way to take YouTube videos and put them in your notes. And the additional feature that comes with it is that while you are playing the video, you can mark some timestamps just to say, okay, this thing happened at a specific time. I want to take a note about it. Let me show you. All right. So in this particular video, for instance, I created a note because I wanted to remember the different tips that were given by Ali Abdal in this video, where he gives a few tips about how to become a better speaker, which is what I'm trying to do at the moment, even though I'm not sure I'm actually succeeding at it for now, but I'm on the way. And so, as you can tell in here, there are different buttons. Each time I clicked the shortcut to create a timestamp, which is Alt A and then followed by N, there is this button plus the timestamp that is created at the cursor location, where I can just then take my notes. The very nice thing about that is that when I go back to this video, I don't have to listen to the whole video again. I just have my notes with the specific timestamps, and if I go ahead and click somewhere, for instance here, smile while speaking, click in there, boom, and then it reopens the video at this specific timestamp. Or again, I can do it like this, speak louder, okay, and then I have my notes next to the speak louder. So it's very nice if I want to take notes on YouTube videos, for instance. There are many other plugins. Some of them are very famous. For instance, I think the Rome 42 is very famous because there are a lot of additional features that are added with it. I haven't installed it so far myself because I'm pretty happy with what I have with Rome so far, and I just want to get used to using all the functionalities that already comes with the software. So that's it. I'm already pretty happy, but be aware that you can add functionalities later down the line if you want with those plugins. And it's super easy to install, again, just adding the JavaScript in the JavaScript page. Alright, so this wraps it up for this video. I will be doing other Rome research videos in the future, just to maybe detail a little bit more other functionalities of the software, or even just to explain how I'm using Rome research. Actually, I'm using it to implement my Zettelkasten. If you don't know what a Zettelkasten is, I will explain it as well in a future video. So stay tuned. I hope to see you again, and until next time, take care. Bye.